Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. We are a couple minutes out. Couple minutes before we begin, I'm asking that all participants change their screen name to your name, to your given name. So I don't want to see any iPhone, any Galaxy Tab, any Alcatel, so on and so forth. Please change your screen name to your name. Thank you very much. Good afternoon and welcome again, everyone. For those who have just joined us, again, we're asking that the screen names be changed to your names. I don't want to say the name of the phone or the name of the device. Your name should be the screen name. We are still waiting on a few more persons to enter before we will officially begin.
Normally, no say the egg will come out. Chocolate.
Release from your ovary.
I meet right there, so number 4.
That way. This way.
Never done itself.
Everyone's mic seems to be unmuted. Probably want to go ahead and wait a minute.
Zoom class at the top.
In a class meeting.
Once again, welcome. We are waiting on a couple more persons. Persons are joining. Persons are here in the Zoom, and there are a few persons who are watching via YouTube as well. Welcome. Students, I hope that you have your questions. I hope you have your notebooks in front of you, pen, paper, and the works. So that all information you need as it relates to applying for university in general and applying to the University of Technology. And then we will begin. Just a few more minutes, and then we will begin. Miss White is your assistant in the meeting. Please let me know so I could make your assistant co-host as well.
Good afternoon. Yes, he's in. His name is the UTech Prospect. UTech Jamaica Prospect.
Okay, wonderful.
Anyway, turn that down. It's too loud.
All right, good afternoon again, everyone. I am Mr. Logan, your guidance counselor, and for this afternoon, we have arranged a session with the recruitment office from the University of Technology so that you guys can be briefed and information can be shared with you as it relates to the requirements for entry into university in general and other things specific to the University of Technology programs and so on. All of that will be shared this afternoon with respect to the punctuality of those who would have been here early. I am going to allow for this meeting to be started. It's not streaming live to YouTube, and the meeting is also being recorded so that this can be shared with persons who are absent and or late. And for your benefit, that this can be rewatched at any time, and the information shared will be yours. So, as I said before, we have with us Kerry Ann White from the University of Technology, Jamaica, and she will be sharing with us this afternoon. I invite for the UTech group your undivided attention. Please write down all the information that you need, ask all the questions that you want to ask at the appropriate time so that this session can be beneficial to everyone who is in attendance. At this time, I hand over to the person who will go through the session with you.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Logan, for facilitating this session. Are you hearing me clearly?
Yes, we're hearing you clearly.
Okay, awesome. So on the presentation with me today will be my assistant, and he'll be able to assist us, especially when we get down to the question and answer session, and if we use a chat or not. So I'm going to go straight into the presentation. I am going to share my screen, and we will accommodate questions at the end of the presentation. So let me go ahead and share my screen so you can see the presentation. All right, So welcome to our presentation from UTech. As I mentioned before, I'm very happy to be doing this presentation. I'm not happy that I'm not doing it face-to-face because I really enjoy school visits and going out of Kingston and interacting with the prospective students. But nonetheless, I want you guys to feel comfortably enough so that at the end of this presentation, you'll be able to ask us questions. And as we go through the presentations, you can take down or make a note of some of the things we might share that you're not clear about, and we'll be very happy to clear them up for you throughout the presentation. All right, so let's go right into the presentation. The UTech Jamaica is Jamaica's national university. We were established in 1958, and we pride ourselves in offering student-centered programs that we know are relevant, flexible, and innovative. And these programs are offered from the certificate level to the diploma, to your bachelor's, which are your all undergraduate programs, to your postgraduate programs, which are your master's programs, and your PhD programs. At UTech currently, we have over 11,000 students. And as I mentioned to you before, we have designed our programs so we know that our students are regional and national problem solvers. And we know that you will be ready for your work when you're finished with your degree at UTech. The university has institutional accreditation, which means that one of the most important things is that the degrees are delivered with high quality in standard. Graduates can transition with their degree both locally and internationally. And in addition to our international or institutional accreditation, we have accreditation from other accrediting bodies and professional bodies. For example, the engineers, the pharmacists, the nurses, the dental students, we all have accreditation with those professional bodies. Our degrees are structured in such a way that it will be so different from when you're in high school. I know you're in high school now and you get your timetable at the beginning of your school year, but wherever flexible at UTech, you actually build your own timetable. So you're given your module selection guide and you select your modules across different semesters, across a different time of day, especially if you want to do courses in the evening, you can select your modules for evening, and you can select your modules for day. That doesn't make you a full-time and part-time student at UTech. What makes you full-time and part-time at UTech is the number of credits that you carry each semester. And that is something that you'll understand more, especially when you start into the university. We'll explain the whole matter of credit loads and how you can select your modules. And modules are similar to what you probably have as your subjects right now in school. So each module is a different subject area within the degree program. So we're going to talk about our different colleges and faculties. I am going to share briefly about the programs in the colleges and faculties. I am going to show you how you can access the booklet. If we were on the campus with you today at your school, we would have been handing out booklets. I'm going to show you how you can easily access the booklet from our website, where you can, get additional information. So firstly, we are going to go, and just as a reminder, going forward, to know that there is a minimum entry requirement for UTech, where you're required to have 5 CSEC, including English language and math. However, as we go along and in discussion and even in the booklet, you will see that about four different areas will ask you for CAPE, and there are going to be some areas where we have relaxed the need for math. All right, so I'll state those and we'll explain them as we go along. So the first college is the College of Business and Management. This is where we have the School of Business Administration, where you can do a Bachelor's of Business Administration, where you can major. You can actually major, minor, and double major in this degree. It's probably the only degree at UTech that you can actually do this. There's also a BScs in this school in accounting, administrative management, economics. And for persons who are interested in really being chartered accountants, if you do the BSc in accounting, you can get some exemptions when you're moving on to get your ACCA certification. Then there is a school, the Joan Duncan School of Entrepreneurship, Ethics and Leadership, where there's a BSc in entrepreneurship. There is also the School of Hospitality and Tourism Management, where there are the BSc in Food Service Management and Hospitality and Tourism Management. And there's the Associate of Science in Baking and Pastry Arts. Now, as I mentioned to you before, all the degrees in this College of Business Administration, the entry requirements are 5 CSEC, including English language and math. Then we have the College of Health Sciences. Now, within this college, we have the Caribbean School of Nursing, where there's a BSc in nursing, midwifery, critical care nursing. The critical care nursing is a post-basic degree, which means that you need to be a registered nurse to do that one. While the nursing BSc, you will get your registered nurse certification when you're completed. And then there's the midwifery. The entry requirements for both nursing and midwifery are 5 CSEC. And this should be of note, this is one of our programs that the entry requirement has been adjusted since last year. So if you saw the entry requirement last year, it's a little bit different this year. It's 5 CSEC, including math, English, biology, and chemistry or physics, and another science, and another subject. While in the School of Pharmacy, we have the Bachelor of Pharmacy, the Bachelor of Science in Pharmaceutical Technology, and those are for persons who want to work in the pharmacy industry. The Bachelor of Pharmacy is for those who want to dispense the drug, while the Pharmaceutical Technology would for those who want to work in working on the medication, working in chemical production of any sorts. You know, if you want to get even into cosmetic production, you can actually do pharmaceutical technology. And the entry requirements are 5 CSEC, including math, English, and chemistry, and 2 CAPE units. So as I mentioned to you before, there are going to be some programs that will ask you for CAPE. Pharmacy is one of those programs. Then we have the School of Allied Health and Wellness, where we have BSc in Medical Technology, Dietetics and Nutrition, Child and Adolescent Development, Health Science Management, and Associate in Health Information Technology. And there's even a certificate in Child and Adolescent Development if you don't want to pursue the degree in Child and Adolescent Development. And pretty much the entry requirements are 5 CXCs, and the sciences are very, very important for these courses of study in health sciences. And they're all in the health science, in the science, wellness, health and wellness area. Our next college is the Joint Colleges. The name is College of Medicine, Oral Health and Veterinary Sciences. We do not have medicine and veterinary sciences right now, but we have programs in oral health and public health and health technology. In the College of Oral Health Sciences, we have the Doctor of Medical Dentistry. And I should point out at this particular time that the degrees at UTech are designed for you to complete them in 4 years. However, for the Doctor of Medical Dentistry, it's designed for you to complete it in 5 years, including your summer. So it's a very intense degree. It's for 5 years and your summers are included. Unlike the other degrees, the summer is not a requirement. You can choose to select modules and do them in the summer and accelerate your degree. However, for the Doctor of Medical Dentistry, dental hygiene, dental laboratory technology, the summers are important for those programs. The entry requirements are the 5 CSEC, including math, English, and the sciences. And for the DMD, Doctor of Medical Dentistry, you will be asked for CAPE as well. And the specific CAPE subjects are all detailed in the booklet. So As soon as you get the booklet or access to the booklet, you can just verify to ensure that you're on the right path. For the School of Public Health and Health Technology, the Bachelor of Science in Environmental Health with a major in Public Health Inspection. And of course, if most of you didn't know about public health inspectors, UTEC has been the oldest institution in the Caribbean that trains public health inspectors. And you would have been hearing about public health inspectors and public health nurse on the news of recent, because they are now in high demand. So these programs have been at UTEC for a very long time. We have been training them from we were CAS, College of Arts, Science and Technology. All right. Our next college is our faculty is the Faculty of Education and Liberal Studies. And in this faculty, we have the School of Humanities and Social Science, where we have a Bachelor's of Arts in Communication Arts and Technology. Now, this Bachelor's of Arts in Communication Arts and Technology is a degree for persons who really want to work in the communication industry. So we find persons, we have, ensure that there's an emphasis on persons who want to get into public relations, journalism, you want to do creative writing, graphic designing, fashion, documentary writing, documentary production, persons who are interested in those areas. This is a degree that you can pursue at UTEC. As you note from the asterisk at the bottom, we have there, the math is not a requirement. However, persons with math will have an advantage over persons without math. So I'm just, stating it here that it's not a heavy requirement. But if the applications come down to us looking at all the different applicants, the persons who have math in their, list of subjects will be selected ahead of the other applicants. So I'm encouraging you at this point in time. So if you don't like math, if you have not pursued math, and if you think if you have an opportunity to do, I will encourage you to do the math as well. In this faculty, we also have the School of Technical and Vocational Education, where we have Bachelors of Education in Technical Vocational Education programs, Business and Computer Studies, Family and Consumer Studies, Industrial Technology, Food Service and Production Management. And this degree means that you are a trained teacher and you are also able to work in that area, right? So if you want to, when you finish high school, you want to work in a business area, or you want to go back and teach business or industrial technology or food service management, this is a very flexible degree for you to pursue. There is also the degree in apparel design and production, for those if you want to get into fashion designing. There's also a very new degree, Bachelor's of Science in Entertainment Design, Production and Technology. And for this degree, this is the degree for persons who want to work in the entertainment industry, and they deal with the sound, the lighting at the different stage shows, at the different events, sound, lighting, just the overall production. You will be trained in that area. There's also an Associate of Science degree in the Entertainment Design and Production Technology. So you can actually pursue just the associate, or you can continue on to your bachelor's. Then there's the Image Consulting and Fashion Styling, and another creative degree for UTEC for persons who want to work in the beauty industry or the image consulting industry. You can find yourself dressing or making suggestions in terms of how appearances of stars or media personnel or persons who are high in entertainment. And that's also an associate degree. The entry requirements, as you can note, that they have relaxed the math for those Associates of Science degree. But for the other degrees, especially the Bachelor's of Education, because you will be a trained teacher, you will need math, English, and 3 other subjects, especially subjects from the area that you will be teaching. Then we have the Faculty of Engineering and Computing, where the School of Computing offers 4 BSc. So there's an option for Animation, Production, and Development, a straight computing degree where you can do computer science, There's a computer information technology degree, and then there's a computer networking security degree. And the two at the bottom are two very new and very relevant degree, especially for this time when everybody is going on the virtual. So the whole issue of cybersecurity and the whole issue of data analytics, how persons are collecting our data and what they're doing with it. And if you're somebody who really likes computing, that's another area that you can consider moving on with your degrees. So these are degrees that we will need more persons trained in this area days to come. And the entry requirements are CXCs, 5 CSEC, including math, English, and 3 other subjects. In the same faculty, the School of Engineering, and we can see that there are several engineering majors. There's agricultural, there's chemical, there's civil, there's electrical and computer engineering, and there's industrial engineering and mechanical engineering. So if you're interested in engineering, you have several options that you can pursue at UTech. The entry requirements for the bachelor's are the 5 CSEC, including math, English, physics, and the 6 CAPE units, including unit 1 and 2 of math and unit 1 and 2 of physics. Now, because we are very flexible at UTech, we also offer a diploma in engineering. And for the diploma, electrical and mechanical, you can use a diploma to matriculate into the bachelor's program. And this is because you can enter the diploma with only your CSEC, and then you can matriculate into the degree program. So we have your different entry points that you can complete with a Bachelor of Engineering. The Faculty of Law is also offered available at UTech, where we offer the Bachelors of Law. And our Bachelors of Law degree is one of those areas that we have really ensured that there's, majors in entertainment law, intellectual property law, sports law. We want our students to be well-rounded. We have also relaxed the entry requirements, so there is no math as a relevant or a must. However, there are areas that you do need CAPE subjects for this degree as well. And if you recall, at a point in the presentation, I mentioned that UTech degrees are designed for you to complete them in 4 years. There was one I mentioned to you that the degree you will need 5 years to complete. The Bachelor's of Law is another one that's outside of the norm, and that's only done over 3 years. So you have 3 years to complete this degree. It's designed for you to complete it within 3 years. Then we have the Faculty of Science and Sport, where we have our BSc in Applied Science, where there's environmental science, forensic chemistry, industrial and analytical chemistry as your majors. Then there's also a Science and Education BSc, and this is also a teaching degree. So you're also certified as a teacher at the end, and you can teach the sciences, whether it be math, chemistry, or physics, or biology. Then there is the BSc in Actuarial Science, Applied Statistics, and Maths and Education for those who want to teach math as well. So there are options for you if you really love the sciences and you're doing them now and you're not too sure. These are degrees that can take you into the world of science in areas that are very, very relevant right now. Applied Statistics is one of those degrees that, especially now, we actually are playing with a lot of data, and data is driving a lot of decisions made in Jamaica and across the world. So persons who are high on doing statistics and liking how we collect data, how we present data, how we disaggregate what's happening and do the comparison it's a degree that you can pursue. And as I'm speaking, I'm talking about, especially for those who are always asking, will I get jobs when I'm finished with the degrees? So this is one of those programs. I'm sure there are going to be many more opportunities opening up for persons in statistics. We also have the Caribbean School of Sports Science, where there's a Bachelor of Science in Sports Sciences, and there are majors in Arts and Science of Coaching, Athletic Training, Sports Management, for those who are very much interested in sports, like me, who like sports, but you can't play, but you know you want to get into sports management or training or coaching. That's an area that you can also consider. And the entry requirements, as I said to you before, are only CSEC. The details will be in the booklet, and I'll share that information shortly. We also have the Faculty of the Built Environment. This is the last faculty, where we have the Caribbean School of Architecture. It's the only architecture school in the English-speaking Caribbean. And we offer the Bachelors of Science in Architectural, Bachelors of Arts in Architectural Studies. And in order for persons to be an architect, I'm just telling you here from now, if you want to be an architect, you will also have to pursue your master's. And yes, we do offer the master's as well. So after you're finished with your bachelor's, you will be required to do your master's. Then we have the School of Building and Land Management in the faculty, where the other degrees in the built environment are offered, and they're all connected. So we do have a Bachelor's of Engineering in this faculty, but this one is in Construction Engineering. Then we have Real Estate Management and Valuation, Quantity Surveying, Land Surveying, and Geographic Information Sciences, Urban and Regional Planning. Those are all degrees that are all connected to the built environment or the construction industry or the building industry. And if you notice, they all have an asterisk, because up to 2 years ago, the entry requirements did include CAPE. However, we have taken out the requirements for CAPE. So it's pretty much 5 CSEC, including math and English. And there's also Associate of Science degrees and diplomas in this faculty. We also have a UTech Academy. I'm just sharing this with you right now, that we do have UTech Academy offers professional studies, especially for persons who just want to do some short courses. And if, after you've done your bachelor's, there are some other continuing education professional courses that are offered at UTech Academy, and also some pre-university courses. So we do have some courses that you can use to matriculate into UTech. However, I must say that the matriculation to different programs are limited, especially based on the type of program. So for most of our professionally certified programs, the pre-university courses at the UTech Academy will not get you into them, because they are required. They require you to have the actual CSEC, CAPE, CXC subjects, to matriculate. All right, so now that you've heard about UTech, so it's now time for you to find out how you're going to access that booklet. So pretty much this can I give you an overview. We're going to encourage you to go to the website. I'm also going to share the link, the straight link in the chat. I think it's there already, right? You can get the straight link, or if you misplace that link, just know that you can always go on our website and go to the admissions section, select prospective students. There's a lot of information for prospective students there, including how to access the booklet, right? So pretty much when you access the booklet, it will look something like this. That's right, like on the screen. You can skip the pages, you can read the pages, and you can also download the entire booklet if you want to have access to it all the time. Right, it's a nice PDF document that you can keep if you wish. And just to bring to your attention, I mentioned to you the entry requirements. So for each program that we have at UTech, each course of study, there's a detailed entry requirement showing you the required subjects. And then there's also a possible career opportunities column. So if you're not too sure what you want to study and you know your career opportunities, maybe you can go through those columns, and then you can identify the degree that you should be pursuing based on the career path that you are looking at. All right, so you've heard a lot about our academic side of UTech, and you've heard where you can get your booklet, but I also want to share with you that we also encourage our students, or we want our students to be whole students. I mean, just like in high school, I mean, we're hopeful that next year, this time, we won't be doing a lot of virtual presentations. We'll be able to do things face-to-face and get more physical, but we do encourage sports at UTech. And we do have sports as electives. What are electives? Electives are modules that you can take just like your other modules, and you can get credits at the end of your elective that will go towards your degree. So just imagine you're going to a golf class. You're going to a golf class and you get your notes and you do your presentation and you learn about golf and you're having fun. And you also, at the end of that, you get your credit to go towards your degree. And when you start university, they'll explain to you that some of your degrees, they will tell you the amount of credits you need to complete in order to be awarded that degree. So can you imagine you're doing sport or cultural activities that can contribute to your degree? So if you like dance or drama or music, you can be in the band, you can be in the dance group, you can go to your drama class and do your presentations, and it will also count towards your degree at the end of your, whether it be 3 year, 4 year, or 5 years at UTech. All right. I also want to share with you that our students are all required to do community service, and we encourage this because, you know, sometimes a lot of things happen to students when they realize they can give back to community, your own community, or whether it be to a community close to UTech. And it makes you a different person when you're able to give back at a different point in time. At UTech, we try to give our students as much support as we can. And we have our placement center, and the placement center will help students with job placement, career path. So they'll help you with your resumes, they'll help you with your job seeking. They actually have a career fair, job fair every year especially for final year students, that companies actually come in and interview our final year students. We have a counseling center, just like you'll have your guidance counselors at school and you can go to them. There's a counseling center here with students have access to this service. There's a medical center where we have nurses and doctors on staff, so you can actually go in to the medical center. And our students are issued with health cards. It's a part of your fees. So you'll get your health card and you can go to the medical center. You can swipe your health card, see the doctor. There's a lab at the medical center. And we also have a pharmacy. The pharmacy is connected to the School of Pharmacy, and you can also use your health card at the pharmacy. We also offer financial aid for our students for scholarships, and we have quite a number of scholarships. They are listed on our website. I'm going to encourage you to keep going to our website. We also have earn and study opportunities for students who are studying at UTech. There are opportunities to work as well. And we try to have flexible payment options. So every year, the finance department look at what's happening in the environment and see how best we can assist our students, especially those who have not selected the SLB option, to see how payment can be facilitated. Now that you've heard about UTech, I'm sure, you know, I don't know how many of you know that you can apply now. Application is really done online. And we have 2 deadlines. We have the early bird deadline and the regular deadline. The early bird deadline is for persons who are applying and they are fully qualified for the program. So if you're in 6th form and you're applying for a program that only asks you for CSEC, you would be considered early bird. Or if you're applying and you're in 6th form and the program asked you for 6 CAPE units and you've only done 3 and you're doing the other 3, you would not be considered early bird, so you'll be considered in the regular application time. So your responses will be a little different. You'll be a little delayed from those who are applying early bird. Early bird persons will get a response by January 29, 2021. Encourage you to go online. The application is done online. And we encourage students to ensure you complete all 4 sections of the online application. Print your application confirmation page, or if you want, you can screenshot it and you can email this to the admissions office. When you complete the application, you'll also get this information. So it will come up on the screen to tell you can email the documents, but we still need you to send in the hard copies of your certified documents by the different deadlines. So you can use the mail and send them in, or you can get somebody to drop them off at the UTech office. Pretty much this is how the online platform would look when you enter. So you'd either start a new application, or if you started an application and you haven't completed it, you would retrieve it, put in the email address and the password that you would have created, and continue with your application. And at this point in time, I'm going to share with you a video from our student ambassadors.
Since being a student at UTech Jamaica, I have represented the university locally and internationally, have received scholarships, and have held student leadership positions.
I started at UTech Jamaica at the age of 3 at the Untitled Daycare Center, and now I'm back as a student. My experience on campus has been great. The staff are very family-oriented, the ancillary staff, even up to the security.
Performing student ambassadorial duties and being named the highest academic achiever in my faculty are some of my greatest achievements.
My proudest memories include being a recipient of the 60th anniversary scholarship, as well as the ELAP scholarship, and maintaining a GPA of 3.78. Also being a student ambassador. At the end of my degree, I would like to achieve the President's Pin.
UTech Jamaica has done so much for me, and it can do the same for you.
The University of Technology Jamaica, the birthplace of greatness.
All right, so pretty much that would have, covered most of the information about UTech. I really want you to come and enjoy this very unique experience at UTech. It's like no other place that you can ever dream of. And for our contact information, before we get into the questions, for those who like, downloading apps, we have a UTech app in the Play Store and in the Apple Store, or you can WhatsApp us. The WhatsApp information is on screen, 418-3095, about any questions about your application or how to apply, or if there's an issue, you're not understanding something on the online application. You can also follow us on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at UTech JA Prospect. And that's where we place a lot of our notices and any upcoming information, especially this one is really set up for prospective students. So what you'll find is that the information here will be really about, our programs or what we have to offer. While you can always follow our UTech corporate page where we post information about UTech overall. And that one will be UTech Jamaica. So pretty much, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the presentation as we have here. I am also going to ask you, I'm going to end the screen sharing shortly, but I think my assistant would have also placed in the chat. There's a link to our prospect contact sheet. And I'm encouraging students who are here who think that you'd want to study at UTech to just click that link and complete that form and send it, and it will come to us so we can follow up with your queries or anything that you might need. It's just like a register as well, just for us to see who was on. this presentation. So I'm encouraging you all to just go to that link and complete that form before we leave today. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen right now. And pretty much it's now time for questions. Mr. Logan?
Yes, I am right here. All right, so there were some questions in the chat and there were some questions on YouTube. So I think we can start there. I was trying to answer some of them as the presentation was going on as well.
I don't know. I was wondering, I think my assistant was answering. You were answering some of the questions. He was trying to answer some of the questions as well.
Yeah, I was answering some on YouTube.
Oh,
in the YouTube
okay.
chat.
But you can probably ask those questions and I can share the answers with the entire group.
Yeah, man, no problem.
Right.
All right, so the first person was asking about the qualifications for the engineering programs.
Right. And for engineering, as I said before, they actually need the 5 CSEC, including math, English, and physics. So physics is very important. And then there are 6 CAPE units. If you want to go directly in the bachelor's. As I mentioned to you before, there's an option for you to do a diploma. Now the diploma is designed for you to complete it within 3 years. Now the entry requirements for the diploma is 5 CSEC, including math, English, and physics. So there's a way of you doing all 3 years in the diploma, and then you'll only do 3 years in the degree, right? There's also the option of leaving year 1 of the diploma, but you need to get a specific GPA. And if you look in the booklet, you'll see the different levels of the different entry requirements. And it will say that you can leave year 1 of the diploma, but the GPA needs to be, I think it's 3.2. And then you can start a degree. So you have 2 options. Go do the CAPE or start with the diploma and then move into the bachelor's. All right. And as I said to you, guys, the booklet is, I try to make it as detailed as possible. So you can always go to the booklets, look at the entry requirements. If you're in doubt, it's there.
All right, and a question in the chat is asking about the bachelor's degree in environmental health. He's saying he's not able to find it in the booklet under the School of Public Health. Is that?
Yes, man, it's there in the booklet. I'm not sure where he's looking. It's on page 10. No, environmental health. It's on page 10 in the booklet, School of Public Health and Health Technology. So it's below the dentistry program. Oh, you're not seeing it on the online application.
Oh, yes.
All right. So, well, this is not my opportunity to go through the online application. Now, the online application in section 1, the way it works is that applicants, you will need to click the boxes in order. So if you don't select you want to do a bachelor's, if you don't select the location, if you don't select the school, under programs, you won't see any program there. So you have to ensure that you're selecting that you're doing a bachelor's. Ensure that you're selecting the right school of public health and health technology, and then you see the programs offered in that school below it. So you can't skip one section and move to another section because the information populated is based on what you select above. All right, so let's try that again, and you go there and you'll see, I'm sure you'll see the information populated and section 1. All right. Any other
You said that students are able to start applying.
Application has been open from October 1.
From now, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Application has been open from October 1, right? right? And remember, and also students, if you're I mean, having any difficulties, remember that you can always WhatsApp us or send us an email. And even if you fill out that contact sheet, that prospect information, we normally send a follow-up email with some additional information based on the program that you would have selected as your program of interest. So it's also useful for you to complete that contact sheet link if you get the time to. Contact form. All right, so I'm seeing this question, can students apply even before CXCs? Students can apply pending your CXC results if the program you are interested in studying only requires CXC. So if you're in fifth form now and you're about to six CXCs next year, yes, you can apply. You can list the subjects that you are going to be sitting. And I must say for this year was one of the year that a lot of students benefited. I'm not even sure if I should say benefit, but we had a special acceptance process this year for our CXC students. So we actually accepted a lot because school started in August. So we couldn't wait on the CXC results. So a lot of students got what we call would have been a special offer from UTech, and it gave them the opportunity to start school without us knowing their results. And they were given actually 2 years to meet the requirements just in case the results came in and they were not favorable. So a lot of students took up the option, a lot of students didn't. And we don't know what will happen next year, but if we offer that special arrangement next year, I'm going to encourage you to apply. If you are given the offer, take it up before your results come in, because what happened was a lot of students tried to take up the offer after the results came in, and we couldn't accept you because we now have your results. So that was an option for us, not knowing your results. So we couldn't we couldn't give them that special 2 years to meet the requirement, because a lot of students tried to do that when they realized that they didn't meet all the requirements. So just be keen on when there are special offers, especially if you're in fifth form, just be keen on those information and take up the offers that are presented to you. Are fees in the booklet inclusive of boarding fees? No, unfortunately, and I didn't talk about boarding, but unfortunately, no. What's in the booklet is really just tuition. There's also a listing in the booklet that includes our ancillary fees. So the ancillary fees is different from your tuition. The boarding fees are different. And I didn't talk about boarding right now because we're still working through boarding, because prior to COVID, we had only triple and double occupancy, and we now have single occupancy. So our numbers have been cut drastically. We have been giving priorities to students who have a need to come to campus if you're doing a practical course. Because right now we're offering blended. Just like you in high school, we are blended. So it means that only students who need to do a lab or a practical face-to-face those are the only students that are required to actually come to the campus. All the other modules are being done online. We have an online platform, it's called Moodle. You can Google it and check up on it, and we do offer our classes via Zoom as well and Blackboard as well. So pretty much it will be something similar to what you're probably facing right now with your Google Classroom. So, but in terms of boarding, we are working that through because we have to reduce the number that we intake and the reason for persons boarding. But you can still apply. There's an online application and it's open. All right. Are the fees, okay, we just did the one about the fees. Is there a master's course for law? No, we currently don't have any masters for law as yet. But in order for you to practice law though, after you would have done your LLB, I should have mentioned before, you actually really need to go to law school to do another 18 months for you to practice law. But with your law degree, you can still do legal assisting work in different legal agencies, or even as a corporate secretary with the LLB. So there's things that you can do with your LLB before you're moving on. Are there any other questions on YouTube?
No, no other questions on YouTube.
No other questions on YouTube, right?
Right, as I said before, this recording will be made available to the students. So for, I guess, for reinforcement, they will be able to go through their presentation again.
Right, so the deadlines, just remember your deadlines. If you apply by December 1 and you're fully qualified, you will retrieve, or you will expect a response from UTEC by the 29th of January. And we're trying to stick to that as closely as possible. And the other persons, you'll get your response by May 30th. All right, so we're gonna try our best to stick to our deadlines and respond to you as soon as possible, as soon as you've completed the online application. You will not hear from UTEC when you complete the online application, because you need to submit your supporting documents before UTEC will respond to you. Because one of the things is we won't know if you're finished with your online application until you submit that online application and your supporting documents. So we find a lot of students that would have called to say they sent in the online application and was waiting to hear from UTEC. But remember, the application is not complete until the supporting documents come in. So you need to ensure that you submit the supporting documents, and then we can start processing your application. Are there any other questions, ladies and gentlemen?
Well, that seems like it. We want to thank you very much for the presentation today. So thank you very much to the members of the UTEC team, to Ms. Kerry-Ann White and her assistant and all the other persons who would have made this possible. I'm sure that information shared with the students this afternoon, this has given them some form of clarity as it relates to their online application and preparation for tertiary studies. So thank you very much, and we look forward to hearing from you a little bit more in the future as well.
No problem, no problem. Thanks for having us. And ladies and gentlemen, please use the contact information and ask the questions, because I find that students wait until last minute, right, Mr. Lennon? They wait until last minute before they start to panic. But you are very early in the process, so I encourage you all to start your online applications or start asking different questions of us, and we'll see how we can assist you.
Wonderful. All right, students. So we also have with us one of the first recruiters that I worked with as a guidance counselor. We have Mr. Michael Johnson with us as well. Mr. Johnson will be sharing with us some more pertinent information as it relates to your post-secondary options. So please give him your undivided attention as well. We hand over to you, Sir Johnson.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Logan. And good afternoon, students of Morant. Hi, good afternoon, Ms. White. Ms. White is a colleague of mine. We were from different institutions, but we work together a lot on the field. So we are quite aware of some of the challenges we're even experiencing now in terms of this COVID reality. And for the students, before I start this presentation, I just want to encourage you to keep strong. The very fact that you're able to meet like this itself is a blessing, it's fortunate. I'm sure you've heard the stories of the great number of students still unable to make contact with schools via the online options that COVID-19 has forced upon us. It is a time you guys are in sixth form, right, Mr. Logan?
Fifth form. We have fifth formers only here. The sixth formers are unable to join us.
Okay,
So
fifth form. Fifth formers, they are senior students at this point, and with this COVID reality, are forced to step up the maturity a bit. You don't have the teachers around you to encourage you or behind your back telling you to do your work and all of that. So a lot of the responsibilities on you to ensure that you do what needs to be done. As mentioned before, there are a lot of students who are not even fortunate enough even to have a device, much less to have internet connectivity. So I encourage you that as you continue in this stead in terms of learning, that you help each other find out which friends, your colleagues, the schoolmates that are unable to connect, share information where you can, because in this time it's a matter of unity. We all have to be strong. We all have to know that the advice given, wearing of masks or everything, is for our own good. It will not last forever. Nothing lasts forever. COVID will go away, but for right now, learning must continue, life must continue. So do what you can just to survive this reality that we are currently in. All right, so you just heard from UTech. Now you'll hear about Enrolled JA. Now, Enrolled JA is a consultancy in higher education and recruitment. So what we've done, we've created solutions that benefit everybody involved in higher education. So from you, the students, counselors, institutions like UTech, parents, the financial institutions, the scholarship giving institutions, everybody that are relevant to higher education, we provide services for. But for you in particular, amidst the COVID reality, we've realized that, as Ms. White had detailed, the face-to-face engagement is not a reality now. And for most institutions of higher education, it is a career fair that is the major way that most tertiary institutions use to connect with you, to share information regarding. Now, with that out of the way, we are forced to lean heavily on online. But unfortunately, as I had made mention of, it's not as effective as it could be. There are a lot of times you'll have institutions who will host an online engagement such as this, and you're not aware of it, because most time they will promote it on their own website, on their social media site, and the reality is that not a lot of students follow them. So you'll have online sessions that you don't know about. So it's because of that that Enroll JA came into being. And what's Enroll JA? So we are an online platform that provides access to content that assists persons seeking to enroll in institutions of higher education. So persons like yourself. So what we've done, just like you just heard from Ms. White, you have another 80 plus institutions of higher education in Jamaica. And most times, if I were to ask you, where is it that you want to go? What is the career choice that you're looking for? Most of you will lock into probably the 7 main institutions that you know in Jamaica. And a lot of times, other opportunities miss you. Sometimes you'll have, all right, case in point, you guys, for most of you are from St. Thomas. The reality is that there's only one tertiary institution in St. Thomas, and that is a branch of the Excelsior Community College. Not a lot of persons even know that. So what we are doing, we are bringing all 80 plus UCJ registered institutions directly to you. So you won't have to depend on an arrangement such as this. You won't have to depend on Mr. Logan hosting an event such as this for you to hear about the offerings of other institutions. So once you register on our platform, you see from this slide right here, we are digital careers here, right? So we'll send you information directly to your phone via your WhatsApp, via your text message, via Instagram, via email. So even if, say, a session is being held by, say, a Michael University College or UE, even if you miss out on that session, you'll still get those links directly to your phone. You'll still get the recorded links. You'll still get the brochures. You'll still get the flyers. We'll send all of that directly to your phone. And all you need to do is just to subscribe. It's free. There's no charge for it. So as you see here, this is our landing page. So if there's one thing that you remember from this presentation, it's our website, www.enrolledja.com. So everybody write that down, www.enrolledja.com. All you need to do is just to subscribe to the platform. And in subscribing, you get access to all local tertiary institutions that you can apply to. And as I mentioned before, there's 80 plus institutions of this sort in Jamaica. You get information on scholarships, bursaries, grants, and loans. The reality is that the major challenge faced by most students wanting to pursue higher education is that they can't finance it. Yet, year after year, we have a lot of free money, as it were, a lot of scholarships, a lot of bursaries go unclaimed because students are not aware of these information or aware that these financial options exist. So what we are doing, we are bringing all of this information to you. So on the website that you just saw, we'll put information such as scholarships, all the grants. So if you see even not $300 that our entity is offering, we'll post all that information for you. We'll send you all that information to your website. You'll always be in the loop in terms of what is happening out there in terms of financial advice. Career tips and advice. A lot of you may want to pursue a career and you're not really 100% sure what are the information, what are the experiences that you will have. So we have a team of very young professionals, persons who have recently entered the field, persons who are currently enrolled in universities and colleges, who can give you advice. Like I say, hey guys, this is what you need to do when you are getting ready for university. When you enter this career, these are the realities that you'll face. So whether or not you want to enter medicine, law, business, architecture, whatever the field is, we have relevant persons who can help give you advice in terms of that. So we engage with you just like you are right now. We have some persons who are on YouTube. So what we'll do, we'll host webinar sessions, and just like this, we'll stream it live on YouTube. So you can engage. So if the University of Technology once again wants to engage with you, they can communicate with you through us. And you'll send the questions, you engage with persons live. So you'll always have those persons right at your fingertips to give you all the relevant information in terms of what you want to do. I've mentioned before, all information is provided to you directly via WhatsApp, email, and text message. So even if you don't join in a live session, we'll send you all of the recorded information, all the brochures, all the flyers. So you'll always, as I mentioned before, be in the loop of information. How do you join? You go to www.enrolledja.com. We have enrolled here. We have to check enrolledja.com. You click on members, then you click on join. Then you will click join as a student. You'll see two options, a student and a staff member. Staff member is for your teachers and your counselors and so forth. But you will join as a student. So just click on join as a student. We'll ask you information such as the school you're attending, your age, subjects you have, subjects you're pending, information that will be relevant in terms of trying to fit you in with a particular institution. And it's free. All you need to do is just to subscribe. Once you subscribe, we'll feed you information, all relevant information from various institutions, from financial institutions that will help in your financing and so forth. We'll send you webinar links, Zoom links, and so you'll always have this career fair constantly. This is our contact information. You guys probably could save it, take a picture of it. You can send us a WhatsApp message, 579-4174. That's 876-579-4174. You visit our website, as mentioned before, www.enrolledja.com. And you can send us an email at info@enrolledja.com. So we're on your side. We are here to make the transition into higher education as easy, help you with a lot of information from various institutions here and about. And yes, going into university won't be so much of a challenge. You won't be going into there blindly, not knowing what is it to expect, how is it that you're going to finance, what are the courses that we'll offer. We are always here, we'll be always here to help in that regard. Generally, I promise not to be long. That's it. I don't know if we have any questions. Mr. Logan, you could ask and I will assist. Once you subscribe to the platform, we'll send you more information. We can even send you this PowerPoint, but we'll send you other relevant information to learn a little bit more about us. But the key for now is to subscribe, www.enrolledja.com, join, and that is it. That is all you need to do. And it's all free. There's no cost whatsoever. All right, thank you for now. Any questions, you are free to ask.
All right, students, any questions? Sir Johnson, you can just send me the PowerPoint. I'll place it in the Google Classroom so that they can have access to it. So students, there are a lot of resources out there that are here to assist you through this transitional period, transitioning from secondary education to tertiary or to the world of work, whatever the case may be. All these persons are here to assist. They're here to make the process easier, simpler, and again, that's why I'm here as your guidance counselor as well, to provide you with these kinds of opportunities and put you in contact with these persons who will make the process easier for you. So, are there any questions, any final questions, anything from Mr. Johnson? As I say, as we go along, we'll engage with Enrolled JA some more. will participate in their presentation. So please, as you said, go ahead and subscribe so that the information that they share, these can be literally at your fingertips. I am not seeing any questions, not seeing any concerns, not seeing any points. So thank you very much to our two facilitators for our session this afternoon. Our sixth formers were to be here, but sixth formers, there's a clash with a class that they have for this final session. So this presentation will be made available to them, and probably at a later date, another session can be done with the sixth formers, but that is something to be arranged a little later on. But thank you very much. Thank you for sharing the afternoon with us. Students, thank you for being here. I hope that things have been a little bit more clearer to you now, so that those who intend to probably pursue their tertiary studies at UTech Jamaica, you're now aware that you can go ahead and do so, or you can start looking through the booklet, the summary of courses booklet, so that you can identify a program that would be right for you. So thank you, everyone. Have a good rest of the evening. Blessings.